My name is Bradley Davis, and this is me out on the Sydney Harbour in Australia. This narrative is a chance for me to give you a peek into my life. As a child, my middle name was not Grace. I got into as much trouble as I possibly could, and I ran into everything that I possibly could. I was spoiled rotten because I was the firstborn child, and I do have a sister. One thing I could do at a very young age is I was able to pick up and throw a football. Thus, my love of sports began. Before I really get into my love of sports, this right here is my best friend, Nikki. She's been there for me for almost 4 years. She helped me come out to my dad when I told him I was bisexual. And I was also there for her when she had to tell her parents she was gay. Nikki and I are like brothers, except that she's a girl. She acts like a guy in every manner. She dresses like a guy in every manner. Except there's something about her that says she can't be a guy. She also took me to Gulf Shores over spring break this year, where I got to visit Alabama University for the second time on my way back. I don't know where I would be without her if I didn't have her in my life. Along with Nikki, this right here is Morgan. Her and I have only been friends for 2 years, but our friendship grew very fast. She and I are no longer friends though. We're a couple and have been for 2 months. She and I are like two peas in a pod when we are together, so I'm told. Nikki and Morgan mean so much to me. I really do care about my friends, and it shows with the way I treat them. So, other than my love of sports, I'm a giant comic book nerd, mainly Marvel though. My favorite superhero happens to be Captain America, the one superhero who I actually try to model my life around. The picture also shows how much I hate taking pictures, and that I love making a fool out of myself when I try to. Now it's time for me to talk about my family. My dad is to my left, my mom is to my right, and my sister is in front of me. As you can probably tell, this picture is from my graduation. The first time in a long time that my mom and dad were in the same vicinity with each other without wanting to throw things at each other, due to the fact that they've been divorced for 10 years. My little sister, on the other hand, is the definition of a she devil. Most of the time, I really can't stand her. This right here is my grandma and my grandpa. They have also been divorced for 10 years, and they haven't seen each other since my aunt got married in 2012. I also haven't seen my grandpa in over 2 years because he's just decided to not see any of us kids. Them being able to take this picture with me made me feel so good on the inside because they were able to put the awkwardness aside to make my graduation day about me. To explain this picture in 2 words is easy: the journal. These 16 people were the 16 seniors that had been on my high school newspaper staff with me for 2 years. The guy in the blue polo in this is my second dad. Well, not really, but he was my advisor for my newspaper, Mr. Klopfenstein, Mr. K for short. The room this picture was taken in was my home for 2 years. I learned how to love writing by being with these kids and this man in the middle. Also, we just found out that the Southport Journal was a Hoosier Star winner, the highest award given to the best high school newspapers in the state. I helped produce that by being the sports editor of the paper last year and making in my page was an award winner in Ball State. Take that, Carmel. On top of being able to write about what I see when it comes to sports, I also am able to coach sports, like I've actually coached my sister's basketball team, elementary team, for the past 2 seasons. Last year, my team lost in the semifinals 8-6 to a team that beat us 30-6 and 26-4 the other two times we played that season. These girls were a blast to coach, and yes, the one standing next to me is now taller than me and better than me, and she's in 7th grade. I never said I was good at basketball. I was just knowledgeable and know how to coach basketball. So now I just have to take a second to show you my favorite football player, my favorite team, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. So my major at IUPUI is journalism with a sports focused, but it wasn't actually my love of sports that drove me to do what I'm going to do later in life. It was this. In 2012, one of the families in my neighborhood decided it would be fun to blow up their house to collect the insurance policy. Well, this event turned into a disaster in which I got to talk to people and understand their point of view when it came to what happened with this event and how it affected them. And I got to sympathize for them in my writing. And this is how I learned to love to write, by understanding what people need to hear and how people feel. So to end this, these two people, Mel Kiper Jr. and Todd McShay, are who I want to be down the road. Draft analysis. Being able to talk about college players and about how their capabilities will turn them into pro athletes will make my life great. Thanks for listening to me talk about me. And always remember, and for gosh sakes, watch your language.